How's that? I knew I'd do it at least once, maybe twice or even three times tonight. I knew I'd do it at least once, maybe twice. Let me turn that down so it doesn't echo through. Oh, what I was saying was, Mrs. JK, um, is there something that we can call you other than Mrs. JK that you would like to hear us call you by? Just interested. I'd love to have a name, but entirely up to you. If you're happy with what is on the screen, that's what we call you. So, how is everybody doing tonight? All right, let me jump over here real quick and get out of studio mode. There we go. Well, I saw what you posted. I answered. I said that no, I hadn't seen it, but maybe you could fill us in a little bit. I've been watching some other things that have been going on. Watching some YouTube videos, people reporting on it. Hadn't watched any mainstream media, but I have seen the news of what's been going on out west. I guess now, where the fires were in Northern California, they're now getting hit with earthquakes. And okay, we will pray for him tonight. And the big deal is the big fires that happened in Southern California, uh, because everything was burned to the ground. They now got hit with a massive rainstorms. They got like 7 inches. They were getting like an inch an hour, and they got so much rain. And because everything was burned up, nothing could hold it. And they've had massive, massive, massive mudslides that have just decimated the area. So everything that wasn't burned is now covered in mud and destroyed. I mean, if you cannot see that judgment is upon this nation, um, the hurricanes that went through Houston, uh, through the Caribbean, through Florida, the massive cold front that blasted through the north and even my area, we got hit with 8 feet of snow in a week. Think about that. That's more than a foot of snow a day. I mean, it would not stop. We were inundated. And then the temperatures were in the single digits and below zero. And I mean, not only just in my area, but all throughout the north. 2 days ago, it was like 6 degrees. Today, it was 60 degrees, and everything's melting. And now everything in the area is getting flooded out. They're having major issues with water right now. And we're supposed to get hit with a new snowstorm tomorrow. It's supposed to go from 60 degrees back to 18, and we're going to get hit with ice, sleet, and then snow with up to another foot of snow. The East Coast just got hit with that massive blizzard that went up the East Coast. In Florida, they got what are those lizards? Iguanas. They're freezing and falling out of the trees. They got sharks that are rolling up in the shore of Boston that are frozen because the water was just too cold. You know? Well, we got 3 people here tonight, and looks like all 3 of us are talking. Kind of just waiting for people to show up. Um, if you want to share the live stream on your Facebook channels, maybe bring some people in and we'll speak Christ and we'll speak Yeshua and the Ruach and Yahweh and end times prophecies being fulfilled. We're going to talk about it all tonight. I did not know that Oprah's house got destroyed. Well, you know, gotta have my coffee. Absolutely. Running out of coffee though. Well, you know, you get you reap what you sow. And when God is judging your nation and I mean big time, California is getting judged hard. And you're going to stand up and basically throw in the middle finger, yeah, your house is gone. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Oh, it's this year is just now starting up. Um, it's cranking up really hard. Been I was just reading what somebody, for those of you that will see this after the live stream. When you hear me go quiet, usually I'm reading um, the live chat. I'm just a servant of the Lord's, and what He shows me and what He tells me, I tell you. I'm just another one of those. I pray and hope so. I see some really, 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 really. Hey Scott, how you doing? Good to see you, man. I see some really, really, really bad things on the horizon for this nation and this world this year. Um, some disagree with me, some don't. But I believe that tribulation started on Day of Atonement in 2017, and what we're seeing is everything is just winding up, winding up. It's coming like a freight train, and it's gaining speed. And all we can do is proclaim to everyone Christ Yeshua and call the lost to Him, because repentance of sin and accepting Him is the only way out of this. No man, no fallen angel, no elite, no Illuminati, no Freemason. No one's going to figure this a way out of this and get away. I see that as being a strong possibility that they will appear this year. I don't know if the United States is going to be here to see it. I have a funny feeling that we are going to be destroyed. There's no peace treaty that you have been told about. We're not anybody special. We will get told about it when it's time for us to be told. You do realize the two-state solution was actually came into being in 1992. A lot of people don't know that. They don't even realize it, that it actually came into being in 1992. That's why Jerusalem is split down the middle to east and west. That's why Palestine runs East Jerusalem and Israel runs West Jerusalem. Because if there was not a two-state solution, it would have been all run by Israel. But they're allowed to run their half of the city. Palestine is a foregone conclusion. We already all know this. Now they are talking right now about the treaty. They're having all the sides coming together. But what will more than likely happen is the United States will fall, the world will come against Israel, and out of that will be the rise of the Antichrist, where he is revealed, and he will make that 7-year deal. They will build that temple, but we are actually the temple of God that they're talking about, that Satan will enter for those that take the mark. But it won't go, the treaty won't go 7 years. Tribulation goes 7 years, because God said if those days had not been cut short, no flesh would survive. So therefore, they won't make it all the way through the treaty. More coffee. Hey, Ethan, how you doing? Hey, do what you got to. I'm glad to see you're here. You go ahead and go to work, and when you get off, come back, and we'll probably still be live. Yes, Mrs. JK. His children know his voice. Absolutely. But I'll tell you what, when I saw the weather today, um, came up on my phone, I was looking at it, so I looked at the forecast, and I knew we were at 60 degrees today. And by tomorrow, we're going to be back into the teens. We're going to go through ice, sleet, a sleet, snow mix, then snow, and we're supposed to get another foot. I mean, what a drastic change in the weather. And I looked out today, and sure enough, chemtrail in the sky is like you wouldn't believe. Itchy beard. A lot of it has, and that was one of the big issues, because the temperature went up so fast and it was so high that now we're having flooding issues all around the county because of all the snow that's melting so fast. No, it's not. It's also the wrong color. It's white, and it's supposed to be a yellowish color. Absolutely. I have a video that I was going to be preparing on chemtrails, and I'll definitely use your pics if you send them to me. Still working on that one video. I didn't get to do too much to it today. I was kind of, to be honest, I was lazy. I got some house stuff done, got some laundry done. Got into watching a lot of videos on YouTube. Last days videos, prophecy videos, ministering videos. Absolutely. Would love to have, the more people we have, the more they hear the word of God. And that's what this is all about. There we go. We get them X's and we get the crosses and we get the checkerboards on a daily basis here. It's I don't know if it has reason because of where we're located um, with the Lake Erie, one of the Great Lakes being right here, um, or not, or everybody else is getting this and they're just not everybody speaking about it. But it's been really bad. It's continually gotten worse. All right, Ethan, fantastic. You could have stopped in, and if you can make it back, we'll be here, and if you can't, we will definitely be here tomorrow night. Explain what you mean by noodle-shaped chemtrails. Not exactly certain, other than ones that are wiggly. But it's been an eye-opening day when I was watching all the stuff that yes, I have seen them. Absolutely. They come out straight, but within minutes they kind of like a noodle being cooked, then they become wiggly. Yes, those I have seen. Absolutely. Yeah, I got a message from Salted Cedar. Um, Salt was live last night at the same time I was. I wanted to come over and join, but stuck with the live stream or the live chat that was going on. And I'm like, oh, that's all cool. Don't worry about that, you know. Um, Salted may show up here tonight. If not, definitely tomorrow night. Yeah. The generation that grew up watching these chemtrails, to them this is normal. There's nothing unnatural about it. And they don't want to listen to those of us that remember the days when there was nothing like this. But it's been going on for 20, 25 years. I remember back in the late 90s when I was listening Coast to Coast AM during the overnight hours. And Art Bell was talking about the chemtrails back then. And everybody was screaming the guy was insane. He was a nut. Didn't know what he was talking about. And here we are now. We're absolutely inundated with this stuff. Nothing like it ever was. What's going on right now is exponentially worse than it's ever been. And for those that look at me and say that's normal and natural, I just gotta, go, um, really? Yes, I remember that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I sent an email to Scarab Performance for those of you that know him. On his live stream, he has a 1-800 number that people can call into, and it somehow connects up with his live stream. I sent him a message to see if he could give me the answer on that. Oh, a slight trail. Yeah, the contrail is the condensation, and that's that slight trail. And usually it was 2, 3, 4, maybe even 500 um, yards long behind the jet, but it would dissipate quickly. The ones that we're seeing now, they go for miles and miles and miles and miles, and they don't dissipate. They get thick and they spread out. Some of them go squiggly, and within a few hours they become a haze in the sky, like a cloud unto themselves. Yes. Blog Talk Radio. I'm gonna have to look into that because I would love to have something set up like that where y'all can call in and I can get you live on the show. Because as I constantly say, what comes out of my mouth, God uses me and I speak what he wants me to, but what you say is just as important than what I say, if not more. Oh, what's weird, I don't know if you've noticed this, but at night there's like a red haze in the clouds everywhere. No, it doesn't. I've noticed that. It's even in an overcast, it doesn't matter. It's there's the darkness isn't there like it used to be, and there's that reddish haze that's in the clouds. And I don't care if I'm in the city or in the country or where, I see this reddish haze in the sky, in the clouds that are there. Even in an overcast sky, you see that reddish overtone. Never saw that before. It could be. It could be from what they're spraying in the skies. Um, hey, what's up? Good to see you. As I said, I will be live streaming each night, 9:30. Friday nights, I'm still debating as to whether or not tomorrow night I'm going to start at 10 or 9:30. Um, what I'll basically do is I'll leave that up to you. As we get some more people built in here, I'll ask, would you rather the live stream on Friday night start at 9:30, 9, 10, whatever time you feel you would rather see it? That's when I'll start it. Yeah, I know Richie from Boston is one of the big harpers on the chemtrails, and I'm glad to see that's what you know, he's doing this big push, this "We Do Not Consent" push. Um, that's all good, and in unity we can all stand behind "We Do Not Consent," but whether we consent or not, they don't care. They're doing it anyway. Yes, won't help. That was my point. Oh, with me now being laid off and me deciding to go full time in ministry, online, and also here in Erie, I have plenty of time. And when I start the show is not so much important on me as it is on those that can make the show and what would be best for them. Best way I can put it. Well, think about it, and a little later tonight, we'll take a quick vote and see where everybody wants that to go. Exactly. They don't give a hoot if we consent or not. They're doing it, and you're going to accept it. That's the rule. That's the elites. That's the shadow government. That is the government. That is the world government. They don't care about what we think. We will just take what they dish out. Right now, big time chemtrails. They're doing something. Um, I got videos on that. I have strong theories that it is strongly connected to the RFID chip, to the 5G cell tower networks, to the nanobots, to the altering of our DNA. I also understand the aluminum and the barium and the strontium and several other chemicals that they're spraying that are in the skies that are actually landing on the ground. I think there's multiple reasons behind the spraying. It's not just one or the other. They're doing multiple things. Placement of their thims, or did you mean thumbs or thumbs? Okay. No, I never really noticed the difference. All I know is I have one thumb that, as you can see, as I hold it up to the camera, it bends correctly, and then the other one, as you see, it doesn't bend correctly. I can't. It got crushed when I got hit by that car in '82, and it's messed up. It works, but not like it should. Why, have you noticed? Candide, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, well, thank you. I am so glad you're here with us. I hope all went well. That you're taken care of. Uh, Mustache is getting long and it gets into the lips, and you're like, you gotta comb it out. Fantastic. Absolutely. Coffee beard. Yep. Oh, I'll tell you what. I was having weird dreams last night. I don't remember them completely. Yeah. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Yes, I remember listening to Art Bell on a daily basis. Art would cover absolutely everything. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Art Bell was the radio announcer that started Coast to Coast AM, and um, he was on all night long, Monday through Friday, and he was live, and he would have all kinds of guests on. He covered everything from chemtrails um, to time travelers to prophecies being everything. He covered the whole aliens, everything. You name it, he covered it. Um, he's since retired, and now there's someone else that runs the show. But he's the one that started it. Yes, I know what night terrors are. Wow, that's never heard of that, Mrs. J.K. That must be hard to deal with. Oh, okay, I understand. I understand now, yes. I'll bet it does. Yeah, I can understand that, Almighty Ron. Absolutely. Yeah, I've had one dream that it's like every 4 years or so I have this dream, and every time I have this dream, it's absolutely identical in every way, shape, or form each time. It's never different. And in the end of the dream, um, I mean, I'll tell you about it if you want to know. But in the end of the dream, I wake up, and every time, I mean, literally, I do wake up, and I'll get something to drink, and I'll relax, and then I'll lay back down, and then the dream starts right back up, and it starts with a big tombstone landing behind me, and it says R.I.P. with my name, and I wake up, and then I stay awake the rest of the night. And I've had this dream every 4 years for the past 30 years at least. Oh, Salted, how you doing? Good to see you. What's the dream? All right, I'll tell you about the dream. In this dream, everything's dark and it comes to light, and everything is like in this purplish, kind of reddish colored glow. The fields on both sides, and there's this road, and the road is it's like a greenish blue, and I'm walking down the road, and I come walking up, and there's a female demon. I mean, literally a female demon with two helpers with her, and they're coming to me, and I look down and my feet I lift up off the ground and I start racing down the road off the ground, just cruising along, going through the bends and the turns. And I come around this one bend as I'm coming up. There's this old rickety, rundown, almost like a haunted house type of style house that you could think of a house. And I come back to the ground and I walk up into the house, and this whole time I hear the demon calling my name and coming after me and saying all kinds of things. And I get into the house, and as I'm walking through, I come into the one room, and there's one of this demonic helpers, and there's dead bodies everywhere. And I remember taking an axe and I chop this thing up into little pieces. And then I go into the next room, and there's the other one, and he attacks me, and I do the same thing. And then I go looking for that female demon, and she attacks me, and this is like this major fight, and I end up winning the fight, and then I chop this thing into little pieces, and I get out of the house, and then I wake up, and I'm all shaky, I'm sweaty, I'm shaking, and I'll go get something to drink, and I'll relax. And then when I lay down, I'll lay down back in the bed and I'll go to sleep. And I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling. And blam! I land back on that road, that very same road, exactly where the dream started in the first place. But I'm standing there, and then all of a sudden I hear this big, humongous thud behind me. And I turn and look, and I see R.I.P. and then my name. And then I hear the laughing, and the demon says, "You won't get away this time." And then I wake up, and I go get some coffee, and I go watch TV, and I stay awake the rest of the night. I don't go back to sleep that night. I'm going to tell you what, I don't have to take notes. I know that dream minute for minute, second for second. And the dream seems like it lasts for hours, but I remember the whole thing all the way through. And it's like just about every 4 years, I'll have this dream. And you'd think after 30 years, I would learn that when I wake up, just stay up. But every time I do the same thing, I get something to drink, I relax and calm, get myself back together and say, all right. And then I go back to bed and the very same thing happens. And then I wake back up and I stay awake and I'm just up all night. I have to seem to think that this dream that I've been having is somehow connected with tribulation. Hello, Long Reach One. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I can explain it to you, that dream, but man, to try to, the intensity was just, I mean, I can't even begin to try to describe how intense this dream was. Thank you very much. Um, with my recent unemployment, that's going to be in prayer and meditation. The determination was that this ministry that I am on will be now full time. This is what I'm going to be doing. Period. There'll be a whole lot more live streams. Yes, like it, literally, like it was really happening. I mean, where I could touch myself in the dream and actually feel physical, you know. Hey, party, how you doing? Good to see you. Cool. Yes, for those of you that are um, new to seeing these live streams, you'll notice that uh, I interact with the live chat heavily. And that's why the live chat is part of the live stream, as you see right here. Um, I want you to see what everyone that's here is saying, because what they have to say is as important, if not more important, than what I say. So therefore, I made sure I found out a way to put the live chat into the live stream. So when you see me getting quiet, um, it's probably because I'm reading what people are live chatting, and when I answer questions or interact with something that somebody said in the live chat, you'll know what I'm talking about and who I'm talking to, because you can see what they said or what they asked. Welcome, New Zealand. Who's from New Zealand? Did I miss something? Ah, Marie, how you doing? Yeah, that is a freaky dream. Um, Last time I had it was about 3.5 years ago, so I figure if I'm not in heaven in 6 months, I'll have it again. It's just every 4 years it seems to come up. I can't stop it. I don't know why. And why it's the number four, why it's 4 years, but it comes. And even as a born again Christian, as a man who is a watchman on the wall that proclaims Christ and has this online ministry and even in town ministry, I still have this dream. I almost feel like, not like I'm Paul from the Bible, but when Paul speaks about the thorn in his side that he asked God to remove, and God said, no, you're going to live with that. My grace is enough. I kind of relate to that, because no matter what, this dream don't go away. So I just endure it every time it comes up. Hello, Just Me. Good to see you all joining tonight. All right, for everyone that's been here before, you already know what's about to happen. For those of you that are new, let me explain. Um, I shut the live stream off approximately every hour, and nobody, don't go anywhere. Don't think that the live stream is over. But what I do is I stop it for 3 or 4 minutes, so that YouTube will archive it and it'll go up as a separate live stream. And then I restart the live stream back up so that it shows up, so that people that when they come to see the live streams, they don't have to watch a live stream that's 4.5, 5 hours long, because we usually go a long time here. But I have it broken down into 4 or 5 different 1 hour, 45-minute live streams so they can pick the one they want to watch. Make sense to you? So I'm going to take just a few minute break. We're at 56 minutes, and don't go anywhere. Stick around. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. And peace, my friends. Oh, and I will remember to turn the mic back on.